This Eagle Scout Court of Honor is now called to order. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tom Kelly. As the Scoutmaster for Troop 64, it is my privilege to welcome you on behalf of the troop to the Eagle Scout Court of Honor for Alex Riba. At this time, I would like to invite Troop 64 Chaplain, Assistant Scoutmaster Steve Filatico to the podium for the invocation.
Let us pray. Lord, Heavenly Father, Spirit of life and love, we gather here today to celebrate the achievement of Alex Riba as he earns the highest rank in scouting, the Eagle Scout Award. We are grateful for the gift of scouting by which you form young people to be servants and leaders. We thank you for the mentors, friends, and family who have guided and supported Alex on this journey. We're thankful for the hard work and dedication that Alex has demonstrated and for the service and leadership he has shown in the troop, community, and council. We pray that he will continue to live up to the honor and responsibility of being an Eagle Scout, and that he will always strive to make a positive impact on the world. Please lay your blessings on Alex and his family as they continue their journey, and may they always be guided by your wisdom, courage, and compassion. We also ask for your blessing on all those who have supported Alex and the Riba family along the way, and may their collective efforts and encouragement continue to inspire and uplift them. May the values learned in scouting be carried throughout his life, always striving to make the world a better place. In your holy name, amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Filatico. I invite you all to rise for the presentation of the colors. It is fitting that we began with the fundamental principles of scouting, the Pledge of Allegiance, the Scout Oath, and the Scout Law. They declare a Scout's duty to God, country, others, and to self. The eagle is a large bird of prey, famous for its strength, grace, and keen vision. Though the eagle is found throughout the world, he is never found in abundance. He is rare and superb and a superb specimen. In the Boy Scouts, the eagle stands for strength of character, knowledge of all phases of scouting. The eagle represents an understanding and deep respect for the community and nation. He is a leader. The eagle is respected both by his peers and by his adult leaders. The eagle is a symbol of what a young man has done, as well as what that young man will do in the future. Today, we present a ceremony called Lighting the Eagle Trail. It is symbolic of the climb each boy faces when he enters scouting. Only 2% of the millions of boys in scouting reach this summit. The next voice you hear will be the voice of the eagle.
Before God created the heavens and the earth, there was darkness. He created mankind in his image and provided light to illuminate all of his creation. Humanity's progress can be measured in incremental portions of light, a spark of faith, of ingenuity, philosophy, and art. So, too, is the scouting trail lit by incremental portions of light left by the millions of boys who have started up the Eagle Trail. I, as the voice of the eagle, am the embodiment of those boys. I watched each of them as they made the climb. Alex Riba, your climb began with the most significant decision, based on the reason most young boys have: fun and friendship. The light of your decision was dim, but the spark burned inside of you. The way was marked. We remember well when you first came to the base of the cliff and looked up in eager anticipation of your first camping trip. Soon, after learning our flag's history, a few knots, and other fundamental skills of scouting, you took the oath and made the promise of a Boy Scout. As an Eagle Scout, you are expected to live up to them all of your life. Many boys, such as you, have passed this way before, and, in passing, have once again, you proved yourself worthy. You were awarded the rank of Star Scout. The path behind you was bright with your accomplishments. The rank of Eagle was a faint vision in the distance, but before you could reach my nest, there was a third major summit blocking your way, the Life Scout rank. The trail was steeper and much less worn, the path becoming lonely. You looked back and saw the crowds below you. You looked up, but saw few above you. With continued determination, you proceeded your climb up the trail. You had to show an understanding of your responsibilities as a citizen and a willingness to accept those responsibilities. In learning the skills demanded of this rank, you found that managing schoolwork and scout work was a serious challenge. You solved this problem by learning another important lesson of scouting: rationing and utilizing time efficiently and effectively. And thus, you were awarded the rank of Life Scout. As the heart badge was placed on your uniform, you had the thought that strikes most scouts on life's peak. I am so close to the eagle's nest, I must and will carry on. The path toward Eagle rank was still far above you, but it was clear and well lit. Many boys started the scouting trail from the foot of the mountain. Most reach second class, many reach first, but as the path steepens, fewer and fewer have the perseverance and sense of selfless service to others needed to reach the higher ranks. At the summit of Life Scout, you had few comrades. The path becomes precipitous. The physical requirements strenuous and the mental standards high, but you were gaining in stature along the way, physically, mentally, and morally. This growth was necessary because the most important requirement for Eagle is the personal character of a scout, as reflected in the ideals of scouting. These were demonstrated by your cooperation and service to others, at home, in school, in church, in the community, as well as within the troop. We have watched your character unfold, from a boy to a strong young man. We have watched your leadership expand into a valuable asset. We have watched your mind develop as your wisdom increased. We have watched all these things in you and improve. And now that you are at the threshold of your goal, we welcome you, for you have done your climbing in a true scout-like manner. With the Eagle Honor Guard, please escort Alex to his place in the light of their spirit.
The awarding of the Eagle Badge is an important and serious occasion, the climax and goal which a scout works for many years. It is occasion for pride and joy, as well as a time for contemplation. It is a culmination of the efforts of various leaders of this troop. The Eagle Award is the highest and most coveted rank in scouting. To become an Eagle Scout, a scout must earn a minimum of 21 merit badges, including 14 specific badges which are required. He must serve actively in a troop leadership position for a period of 6 months after achieving the rank of Life Scout. While a Life Scout, he must plan, develop, and carry out a service project helpful to a religious institution, school, or community in a manner worthy of an Eagle Scout. He must demonstrate, through the testimony of character references and otherwise, that he lives by the principles of the Scout Oath and Law in his daily life. Finally, he must appear before an Eagle Board of Review. Alex joined Troop 64 7 years ago. He has earned a total of, I don't have your total on here, so he's earned a good number of merit badges, as you see by his sash. And he has served as the troop scribe, patrol leader, and assistant senior patrol leader. Alex's Eagle project was the renovation of the Dumont roller hockey rink scorekeeper's box, where the old rotten boards were replaced, the ceilings, walls, and floors were repainted so that the space would once again be updated for all to enjoy. As the Scoutmaster of Troop 64, it is my pleasure to report that after a thorough review of his qualifications, Alex Riba has qualified for the rank of Eagle Scout and is entitled to receive the Eagle Scout Award. I invite Mike Liguri, who himself is an Eagle Scout, to the podium to explain the responsibilities of the Eagle Scout.
As an Eagle Scout, I challenge you on behalf of all Eagle Scouts to accept the responsibilities as well as the honor of the Eagle Award. These responsibilities are as follows. An Eagle Scout must live with honor. His honor is sacred, the foundation of his character. An Eagle's life reflects credit upon his home, church, schools, friends, and his troop and himself. May the white of your badge remind you to live with honor. An Eagle Scout is loyal. Neither pain nor profit, pride nor personal loss shall sway his loyalty. May the blue in your badge remind you to live with loyalty. An Eagle Scout is courageous. Courage gives all character and force and strength. With trust in God and faith in his fellow man, he faces each day unafraid and seeks his share of the world's work to do. May the red of your badge remind you to live with courage. Finally, an Eagle Scout is service-oriented. Extend a helping hand to those who toil along the scouting trail that you have completed, just as others have aided you. The daily good turn must take on a new meaning and a better life pattern service. Protect and defend the weak and helpless. Comfort the unfortunate and oppressed. Uphold the right of others as well as your own. Real leadership is founded upon real service. At this time, I ask Scoutmaster Tom Kelly to come forward and administer the Eagle Scout Oath.
Will all the Eagle Scouts present please come forward and stand with your newest brother for the reading of the Eagle Scout Oath. Alex, I charge you to enter the Eagle Scout Brotherhood, holding without reservation ever before you the ideals and honor and service. Scouts, attention. Scout sign. Alex, repeat after me and other Eagles. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training, example, rank, and influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor always. May the oath you have taken, I apologize, your part is done. May the oath you have taken remain in your heart always. Thank you, Eagles. Please return to your seats. At this time, I invite Assistant Scoutmaster and Chartered Organization Rep, Mr. Schmood, to the podium for the Eagle Charge.
Alex, I have the honor of giving you the Eagle Scout Charge on this occasion of your elevation to the highest rank in scouting. The Boy Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in the world's history, and you have been counted worthy of the highest rank in its membership. All who know you rejoice in this achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. You are a marked man. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your brother Scouts. When you fall short of these obligations, you tarnish the good name of all true and worthy Scouts. Your responsibility goes beyond your fellow Scouts. It goes to your country and to God. America has many good things to give you, and your children after you. But these things depend on the character and leadership abilities of her citizens. You are to help her in all that she needs most. She has a great past. You are here to make her future greater. We charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and your fellow man. Live and serve like those who know you will be inspired to do likewise. We charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and abilities to the common good. Build America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence to God. Whatever others may do, you will leave behind a record of which every Scout may be proud.
At this time, I invite Assistant Scoutmasters Steve Hards and J.P. Droz to the podium. And I invite the parents of the Eagle candidate, Alex Riba, to come forward to join their son. And you'll excuse us if we make any mistakes, because we didn't rehearse this part very well. So I'm going to ask Assistant Scoutmaster Hards to come forward. Yes.
which have helped lead you to this day. As a symbol of what your mother has made possible, the court now asks you to present her with an Eagle Scout non-pin.
Assistant Scoutmaster Droz, if you could come forward.
Alex, your father has stood by you through the years and has offered his encouragement and assistance. As a symbol of what he has contributed to your attainment of this award, the court now asks you to present him with an Eagle Scout dad pin.
Alex, by the authority vested in me by the National Court of Honor of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege to pronounce you an Eagle Scout. It is with distinct honor and pleasure that I present you with the Eagle Scout Award, which I'll ask your mother to pin over your heart. Mr. Hards, if you would be able to give the pin. We were expecting that we would have Scoutmaster Emeritus Sal Maurice join us this afternoon. In his absence, I will come forward to present Alex with the Eagle Scout neckerchief. Alex, on behalf of Scouts, adult leaders, and committee members of Troop 64, it is my pleasure to present you the Eagle Scout neckerchief and neckerchief slide. At this point, we can give a round of applause. At this time, I would like to invite some of our honored guests up to say a few words, and for those that weren't able to make it, I'll make mention of those as well. Could I invite the Honorable Mayor John W. Russell from the Borough of Dumont forward to the podium?
Good afternoon, everyone. I thank Alex and his family for inviting me to be here today. It's a very honorable day. I know achieving Eagle Scout is a very honorable and very tough achievement, and I'm here to congratulate you. And I have a proclamation for you from my office. This is a proclamation for Eagle Scout Alexander Raphael Riba Day, April 5th, 2025. Whereas Alex Raphael Riba has received the Boy Scout of America's highest honor and earned the rank of Eagle Scout, recognized on April 5th, 2025. And whereas Alexander is 18 years old, was born in New York City, and raised in Dumont, New Jersey, and whereas Alex is a 2024 graduate of Dumont High School, where he was a member of the track and field team, and whereas Alex is currently enrolled at Ramapo College, pursuing a degree in computer science, and whereas Alexander began Cub Scouting in the first grade in Pack 123 and became a Boy Scout in Dumont Troops 64 in 2017. And whereas Alexander achieved his Eagle Scout rank on November 3rd, 2024, and whereas as his Eagle Scout project, Alexander organized the troop and refurbished the scoreboard at the scorekeeper's box at the hockey rink in Dumont, where each scout played a pivotal role in the completion of the project, where it was a thorough repainting the outside and a brand new layer of paint, and helping move the new wooden planks. Now therefore be it resolved that I, John W. Russell III, Mayor of Dumont, do proclaim April 5th, 2025 as Alexander Raphael Riba Day, during which this time the entire community of Dumont joins Alex and his family and friends in celebration of Alex is extended to every best wish on this special day, and hope that his future holds the realization of his every dream.
Thank you, Mayor Russell. I'm going to put that one on your calendar, everybody. It's Alex Riba Day. We have some more special guests here. First, from the Marines, from the Goonie Bird Attachment of the Marine Corps League, I have Al Frater and John Hernandez. If it's easier for you gentlemen, you could come forward to the podium in the front, or you can come up top.
Good afternoon. I'm Al Frater from the Goonie Bird Detachment in the Marine Corps League, and we're very pleasure to be here and present Alex with, we have a certificate, a patch, an Eagle Scout patch that I think he can wear with the rest of his patches, been authorized by the Boy Scouts, and a challenge coin. And I'd like to introduce John Hernandez. I'll read the letter that we have for Alex. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Al. My real name is Juan Antonio Elpidio Hernández Marcelo Valentín. And don't forget it. I have a letter for Alex. Dear Alex, the Goonie Bird Detachment of the Marine Corps League congratulates you on attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. Since our inception on November 10, 1775, the United States Marine Corps has understood that only a few good men and women are capable of completing the physical, mental, and sometimes seemingly impossible requirements that are needed to be called Marine. So it is with the rank of Eagle Scout. For over 100 years, thousands of young men and now women have enjoyed the scouting program, but only a small percentage have achieved the highest rank awarded by the Boy Scouts of America. Another similarity between the Marines and the Eagle Scout is that there is no such thing as an ex-Marine or a former Eagle Scout. Once earned, these coveted titles remain forever. By following the goals of Scouting that include citizenship training, character development, and personal fitness, along with meeting the requirements in the areas of leadership, service, and outdoor skills, you are well prepared to take your place in your community as a responsible and patriotic leader that will set an example for others to follow. On behalf of the United States Marine Corps, we commend your superior achievement. Please accept this Achievement Award and Department Eagle patch from the Marine Corps League as our way of showing appreciation to you, a fine example of the youth of America, who are our nation's future leaders. Hoorah!
Gentlemen, thank you very much for your presentation, and thank you for your service. Yes, yes. I stand corrected. Also representing the Marines, we have the West Hudson Detachment of Marine Corps League. I have past Commandant Adam Teggy.
I don't know what you did to call out two ranks and get two different detachments to come out here. With that, I want to ask you one question, because when you got pinned and you sat down here, you got a little smirk on your face. And what were you thinking at that time? Do you have any idea?
It's my friends and they sneaky laugh.
You got the whole community of Dumont out here. You got the mayor standing up here, holding a day for you, right? And then you got the Marines coming out here as well, too. It's got to be a hell of a day for you, so, and you've earned it. You've earned it. So, with that, kind of echoing what my fellow Marines had said earlier today, but on behalf of West Hudson Detachment, I want to congratulate you on taking the rank of Eagle Scout. Your accomplishment is evidence that you are an individual who believes in the principles of honor, courage, responsibility, and commitment. These same traits have been emulated by the Marines since the founding of the Corps 10 November 1775. The United States Marine Corps has benefited from the character, abilities, talents that many young men have mastered in the Scouts. The Scouts of yesterday and today have consistently demonstrated the quality, proving without a doubt the worthiness of the Scouting program. Through unselfish acts of community service, outstanding leadership, and extraordinary perseverance in overcoming challenges. On behalf of those who now wear or have worn the Marine Corps uniform, I commend you on your superior achievement. Please accept another good citizenship award, another challenge point, and your guys' favorites of all these patches that you guys live on. So, as a way of showing our appreciation to the youth of America, nation's future leaders, so else.
Thank you very much, Marine, and thank you for your service as well. I did want to recognize that representing the North Jersey Council of Boy Scouts of America, Scouting America at this point, our district advancement chair, Susan Stigliano, is here with us today, and I did want to thank her for the time and dedication that she puts into Scouts in the 3rd District and in our troop. I think this is Alex's the 3rd Scout that's had the privilege of being able to work with Mrs. Stigliano for guidance and information on his path to Eagle. She's been a tremendous asset, available anytime to the Scouts that reach out for guidance and support while they're completing their projects, while they're compiling their Eagle application. She's also been a great asset to me as one of the troop leaders as I learned my way since being Scoutmaster to guide these Scouts on their path to Eagle. So I do want to recognize and thank her for representing the North Jersey Council of Boy Scouts and for all that she does for scouting. So thank you. Another person that I'll mention, and I don't know what circumstances prevented him from arriving today, but I do want to mention that Scoutmaster Emeritus, as we refer to him, Sal Maurice, was expected to be here. Every time I hear the doorknob, turn back there, I think it might be him coming in. He may still make a grand entrance, but I do want to recognize Sal and the efforts that he put in. So when Alex arrived here at Troop 64 in 2017, Sal was the Scoutmaster. As we all know, Sal was an animated guy. He was could be an intimidating guy for brand new scouts. So if we have any doubt on whether or not Alex met the scout law in being brave, he survived Sal and he stuck with the troop. And so we thank Sal for all the work and effort and guidance that he put into forming and helping to form these the scouts. So a round of applause for Sal. I also have with us today, I have Mike Liguri from the Elks in Dumont.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to start off by saying I was there as a leader for Troop 64 the first day Alex came in as a scout. My son Michael was the one who escorted him up here today, and I was in the troop for about 3 more years while Alex started his scouting trip to where he is now. Haven't seen him in a while, bumped into him not long ago at the gym that we both work out, and all I had to say was, wow, has he grown? Not only as a young man, but physically into a big, strong man. I'm very proud of you, Alex. Very, very proud of you. So, it's my honor to represent the Dumont Lodge 2593, the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks, which is a fraternal organization, takes pride in presenting to you an American flag because you have demonstrated that you daily practice the teachings of democracy. We are proud to call you our fellow citizen because you have worked hard to prove that you believe in the United States as one nation under God with liberty and justice for all. As the red, white, and blue colors on the cloth blend to make a beautiful flag, so the skills you mastered have blended together to make you an outstanding citizen. Congratulations on behalf of the Dumont Elks.
And thank you, Mike. We appreciate that. The Elks in Dumont have always been good supporters of our troop as well. I did want to read New Jersey Assemblyman Bob Alf was not able to make it today, but he did prepare a commendation, and he will be preparing a proclamation from the New Jersey Assembly, which will be passed in Trenton and forwarded on to you when it's completed. So I'll read the commendation at this point. Whereas Assemblyman Robert J. Alf, as the duly elected representative of the 39th Legislative District, is pleased to honor and congratulate Alexander R. Riba upon the occasion of attaining the Eagle Scout Award Boy Scouting's most noteworthy achievement, which requires the development of several skills, the application of continued industry and initiative, and the exercise of the highest qualities of character and citizenship. Whereas Alex received Eagle Rank on November 3rd, 2024, and whereas he modeled leadership while a student at Dumont High School, where he was a student athlete enrolled in track and field, and whereas he was a member of the National Honor Society of High School Scholars, and whereas Alex is currently enrolled in Ramapo College, pursuing a degree in computer science, and continues to participate in track and field, and whereas he completed his project to refurbish the Dumont hockey rink scorekeeper's box in a very professional manner, and whereas Alex raised enough money to purchase a scoreboard and other items needed for the scorekeeper's box, and whereas Alex donated the excess proceeds of $100 to the town of Dumont, and whereas Alex is very patriotic and proud of achieving Scouting's highest honor, Eagle Scout. Now, therefore, be it known to all that the undersigned hereby honors Alexander R. Riba, Assemblyman Robert J. Alf, member of the General Assembly. I think that's worthy of applause as well. So, at this point, before we bring Alex up for a few words, I just wanted to say a few words about Alex myself. I won't bore you with a long speech, just a couple of notes, but it was mentioned before that Alex joined Cub Scouts in Pac 123. When Cub Pac 123 disbanded, Alex joined Pac 131. He joined in 131 as a Weeblo. Alex achieved the highest award, the Arrow of Light. He came and joined Boy Scout Troop 64 in 2017. I think it was March 25th, 2017. Alex has held the positions of scribe, instructor, assistant senior patrol leader, and patrol leader. So when I joined Troop 64, or started with Troop 64, it was when my son James joined in April of 2019. Alex was still a relatively young scout in the troop. He was one of the scouts that I remember welcoming James and sharing camaraderie with James and the other new scouts that had just crossed over from Cubs. Alex was a much smaller guy himself at the time, but I remember his good nature and his welcoming appeal to the new scouts. So that was my first impression of Alex. I myself was not even an adult leader with the troop yet. That came a little bit later. And not too long after that, I was recruited for the position of Scoutmaster. So in 2021, as a new Scoutmaster, and as the troop began to get back into regular activities post-COVID, one of our earliest adventures, a couple of outdoor camping trips, but the 2021 week at Nobi Bosco was kind of my maiden voyage a week away with the troop. And I had the pleasure of sharing a seat at a table in the dining hall with Alex as one of the 5 or 6 other scouts that were at the table. And I mention that because it was an experience that I will never forget. But it was, if you would know, you figure there were a lot of first-time scouts that were on that trip. I think there was 13 of us up there, and probably half that number might have been first-time scouts, maybe a little less than half. But for me, there was a lot going on. There was COVID tests, and there was lots of paperwork that I had to navigate, and it was an intimidating time. A lot could go wrong that would result in probably all of us having to go home if someone had a positive COVID test or whatnot. So it was really relaxing when we'd get to go to the dining hall, and the boys would, share their meals together. The younger scouts would marvel at Alex's appetite. Alex could put away a lot of food. Now, he didn't grow this size without eating, so, but that particular year, especially with all the meals, Alex, the amount of food Alex could consume impressed the younger scouts so much that they kind of egged him on. And Alex was a willing participant, even though that meant maybe a few extra trips to the latrine. I think the total was, correct me if I'm wrong, I know I'll get some correction from the back, I think he ate 17 grilled cheese sandwiches in one sitting. But a scout is thrifty. I know Alex didn't want to see any go to waste. So that was my impression. But what I watched happen over the course of that week was a bond between those scouts that was made. A lot of it centered around that type of camaraderie, that type of good time. They worked with each other. They were patient with each other at times. They could be brutally honest with each other at other times. They corrected each other. They worked together through the challenges that we faced. I know that it's kind of appropriate that today would be a rainy day as Alex is receiving his highest award in scouting. Troop 64 has had a long reputation for doing a lot of camping in the rain. A lot of activities in the rain, even back to as Alex was completing his cooking merit badge, cooking on a hike. I don't think it's rained that much since then, but it poured rain while Alex cooked on a hike. One of Alex's earlier out-of-state trips, right? Williamsburg, was it? They had a torrential storm come through. I remember Alex's mom mentioning to me how worried she was about their safety and how well they survived that. They had to leave the tents and get into cars. It was that bad. Maybe a tornado type activity came through the area. So Alex is brave. He's been through some challenges in the troop. And he was always, in my memory, cheerful. His good nature has been a really big draw for the younger scouts. For the older scouts, he keeps it light. His antics between him and Andrew and the other scouts keep us all laughing. And that's a big part of it. And we don't come here to be miserable. We come here to be happy, cheerful, to enjoy each other's company, learn, and participate in our journey together. Alex has been a help to me. Anytime I asked him to do anything, anytime I appealed to him to maybe correct the behavior of some of the younger scouts, Alex could get their attention, and that provided very useful at times, so I appreciate that. He was always willing to help out. Alex has proven to be trustworthy, helpful, friendly. I mentioned courteous, but he's also been respectful and courteous when I did have to correct him. Sometimes the fun would go on a little too long, and we'd have to take something seriously, and we'd have to make sure that we were there for the flag raising or retirement. And when I ever had the occasion to correct Alex for anything that I thought he might have been doing wrong, he was gracious, and he was respectful, and he took my words to heart and corrected whatever it was that I asked him to. So, and I also appreciate that and admire that in him. He's kind. We mentioned thrifty. I could go on, but I have no doubt that Alex will be able to fulfill the oath of being an Eagle Scout, and that he'll carry the Scout law and Scout oath and Eagle charge into his life, where I believe he's destined to become a leader among his peers in anything that he chooses to do. We know that we mentioned clean was one of the ones that I hadn't mentioned yet, and Alex also at the Nobi Bosco trips, Alex was thrust into the position of senior patrol leader at camp, which is a challenging task. But Alex was also, not only did he keep himself clean, but he encouraged some of the other scouts that would choose not to shower while we're up at Camp Nobi Bosco for a week. So I very much appreciated that his sometimes shaming the other scouts into hitting the shower house and doing us all a favor. So I know that Alex is reverent, and over the many Scoutmasters conferences that I've had with Alex and in conversations, I know he has a deep faith. I know he takes it seriously. He takes his duty to God serious, and I know that he will continue to do that in the future. I know he can continue to get great strength from having a strong faith in God. Alex's project, I just wanted to expand a little bit on that. So Alex set out to do a project. He found a need where there was the roller hockey rink in Dumont, just to give you a snapshot of what was needed over there. The hockey program kind of dwindled for a little bit, and it's suffered from lack of attention by the town and the rec commission, where it's become sort of dilapidated, and there was kind of a surge in new members for the hockey program, and Alex wanted to do a project that would have a good impact. He found the hockey rink project. I know he reached out to the league and asked what he could do to help out. And the timing although he was focused on one particular part of the hockey rink, it came at a really good time because the league had approached the town and asked for help with getting the hockey rink fixed, and with limited funds and long timelines on getting any type of aid. Alex's project kind of jump-started some of the future work that's going to happen at the hockey rink. So he really helped breathe new life into the hockey rink itself, and gave the players some hope that maybe their rink will get corrected. Further improvements will be done before they move on. So Alex worked hard. He had well-attended work days at the hockey rink. They also had fun, and they had rain, surprisingly enough. So Alex did a great job on the hockey rink, and we appreciate the work that he put in and the leadership that he showed in getting that project done. So with all of that said, I know Scoutmaster Maurice would have been able to share a few words about your early days when the Scouts first arrive here and they face some of these camping adventures and challenges for the first time. There's oftentimes good stories to be told about that, but I can tell you that Alex has been a loyal, trustworthy scout in the troop, and I appreciate having him here. It's been my pleasure to watch him grow up. I didn't see the very early days in the troop, but I've absolutely seen him grow and become a respected scout among the troop. So congratulations, Alex, on achieving your Eagle rank, and congratulations on being an outstanding scout in Troop 64. So. Yep, I have Assistant Scoutmaster Droz wants to come up and say a few words as well.
So maybe 3 weeks ago, Diana came up to me at one of the meetings and she said, I think Alex is going to call you to see if you'd be willing to say a few words about him. I've been checking my phone. I checked to make sure that it was still connected. I paid the bill, but that call never actually made it to me. But I'd be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to say a couple things about Alex. As a leader in this troop, I am amazingly blessed to see all of these boys go from young boys to men. And each one of them, whether they know it or not, has a special place in my heart. Alex takes up a very big part of that in me because he makes me laugh unlike any other person that I've ever met, honestly. He's so full of joy, as Tom actually said, and he's a beacon of light in a world that absolutely needs that. My prayer to God is that he will continue to use you as that beacon of light and joy that we so desperately need. This year, you know, he's been back at school and he's aged out, and his presence is definitely missed. The meetings are much quieter without Alex there. One thing that I can tell you is when we would go to Nobi, I never didn't know where Alex was, because all you had to do was just stop talking for a second and listen, and you would hear him yelling something, and everybody would be laughing wherever he was. I think Tom hit the nail on the head. You know, there were definitely many times where I would have to say to Alex, you know, I would be trying to calm the kids down to be serious for a moment, and he'd still be going, and he'd be joking, and I'd have to kind of take him aside for a quick second and be like, hey, I need you to calm down for a minute. And as he's grown, that has changed. And I saw him become serious and take lead and take ownership of these young men behind me. And it really has been a privilege to watch you grow. One story that I'll tell you that kind of epitomizes my experiences with Alex is we were at Nobi, and we had some free time to go and play. And so the boys went up and they wanted to throw the football around, and there happened to be like two other troops that were up there kind of doing the same thing. And so they started playing together, and they were playing tackle. One of the troops was playing soccer, and they started arguing with each other about who was going to have control of the field. Was it going to be soccer or was it going to be football? And I noticed that the two other troops were kind of starting to get a little chippy with each other, and so I needed to walk away to take a shower, and I go to Alex and I'm like, hey man, I need you to keep an eye on the boys. You know, I don't want you guys fighting with anybody else. You're the only person that I trust to make sure that everything will stay calm. And so he looks at me, he says, I got you, don't worry about it. And I'm like, you sure? I'm not joking around. He's like, no, I got you, don't worry about it. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I really don't want to see any fighting. And sure enough, he says, no worries. And then I take a few steps to walk away, and he says, but you know what? So I stop and I look back, and he goes, you know we'd win that fight anyways, right? But that's the epitome of Alex. He's become such a great young man, and I truly am blessed to have been able to spend this time to watch you grow up, and I wish you nothing but the best in the future, and you know, God bless you.
At this time, I'll give what we call the Scoutmaster's Minute, which sometimes can be more than a minute, and sometimes we give it, sometimes we don't. It's usually at the conclusion of one of our meetings we give a Scoutmaster's Minute. And I did just wanted to elaborate a little bit, you know, a couple of the points that Mr. Droz made. Alex, I know that you will continue to live the Scout Oath and Scout Law and be the person that you are, the leader that you are. I know that a part of Scouting is to continue to give back to the Scouting program. And I know Alex has already mentioned to me that he has an interest in becoming an adult leader in Troop 64. Now, I know Alex is in college, and I know other things pull from their time, but I want you to remember that, and I would love at one point to see Alex as an adult leader in Troop 64. So Troop 64 is now in its 100th year. So there are, and I think Mrs. Chen, our committee member, could probably give me the correct number. Is Alex's number 95? 96. 97. So we are closing in on 100 Eagles in the 100-year history of our troop. So generations of boys have been through this troop. Many of them had their Eagle ceremonies right here in this room. We have our senior patrol leader's grandfather himself was an Eagle Scout in Troop 64. So we have a long history of scouting here in Dumont, a long history of leaders who have grown up in this troop, and we want to continue that. We want to be around for another 100 years, and we will need guys like Alex and the guys sitting behind me, as well as us older guys who are still here, and we need a community to support this troop. So with that said, I thank all of the leaders that were here today that have contributed to Alex's growth over the years, past leaders, some who are not with us today. And I also thank all our honored guests that came here, the Marines that came, the Elks Club, Northern New Jersey Council, Assemblyman Auth that sent his proclamation or his commendation. I'm probably missing someone, the Elks Club I mentioned. And the mayor, Mayor Russell is here. I'm sorry, Mayor. He'll give it to me. He'll give it to me later. We really appreciate you guys because, like I said, the community support for the troop has been fantastic for this troop over the years. We hope that always continues, and so I thank everybody that came out. At this time, the moment we've all been waiting for, I would like to invite Alex himself to come up and make his remarks on this occasion. So Alex, right up top.
Good evening, everyone. It is a great pleasure to stand before all of you at my court of honor. Attaining the Eagle Scout rank has been a long journey across many years, one that would have been impossible without the support of my family, scouts, and leaders. Above all, I am grateful to God for blessing me with an exceptional mother and father whose guidance throughout this journey has been crucial in its success. 1 year ago, I found myself with only 6 months to complete this project. I believed completing it in such a short time would be impossible. I vividly remember telling my mom that I didn't think I could do it, and she said I should talk to my scoutmaster, Mr. Kelly, who also played a pivotal role in the success of the project, guiding me every step of the way. I believe that is what makes scouting so great. I have never been a part of an organization that brings people together. This court of honor may highlight my accomplishments, but I believe that it runs deeper than that. It celebrates the achievement that the Troop 64 community was able to accomplish. Since the Boy Scouts of America's inception in 1911, only 4% of scouts go on to be Eagle Scouts. It is no easy task and no task that should be done alone. My journey with Troop 64 began in 2017 following the completion of my Arrow of Light. The years that followed were filled with adventure, challenges, and invaluable lessons. Scouting has shaped me in profound ways, instilling resilience, leadership, and a deep appreciation for the friendships made along the way. Through scouting, I have camped beneath the stars, hiked through trails in the dead of night, and endured a lot of storms. Sorry. The best memories always come from camping trips, where the entire troop is always together and have to find fun and creative ways to spend time, while also making sure we're all well accounted for and safe. How could I ever forget the time when I ate, it was actually 18 grilled cheeses at Camp Louis Bosco and got cut off from the kitchen. Or the time a massive storm came while we were at the dining hall and all of our tents got destroyed. These memories will stay with me for my entire life. Besides just fun memories, scouting has also taught me many important skills, and I can confidently say that it has helped me in all of my other endeavors, where leadership and discipline come into play. I have learned to build fires, construct shelters, and navigate the wilderness with confidence. To some, scouting may appear to be just another organization, but to me, it is unparalleled. It cultivates good citizens and shapes future leaders, guided by the Scout Law. Looking back, I cherish every moment, both within and beyond scouting. Every challenge, every adventure, and every lesson learned have contributed to something priceless, a childhood rich with experience, growth, and lifelong memories. Tonight, I share this honor with Troop 64. It was all of you who refused to let me give up, who stood by me and who made this journey possible. To my troop, my family, thank you. It is my privilege to be an Eagle Scout, and I am forever grateful. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to once again invite Chaplain Steve Flatico up.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, an Eagle Scout Court of Honor marks the end of one journey and the commitment to another. A commitment to better scouting, where all may participate, a commitment to be better citizenship, and a commitment to be an example of leadership to all. Bless all of Alex's future endeavors, walk with him wherever his life takes him, and give him your strength, your compassion, your wisdom, and your love. May we, like Alex, always follow our trails, discovering who we are by striving in the unknown. Ryan Kabbalah, please lead us in the traditional Boy Scout benediction.
Scouts, heads back. Everyone should also stand too. All right. Everyone heads back. Now may the great master of all scouts be with us till we meet again. Everyone may sit. Everyone may sit.
I'm just going to bring Alex up one more time.
I just wanted to say one more thing. This journey also would not have been possible without Mr. Kelly. He was a very pivotal role. He helped me guide. He guided me through the whole thing. And I would not be up here if it wasn't for him. So I would like to present him with the mentorship pin.
Thank you so much, Alex.
Scouts, attention. Color guard, retire the colors.
dismissed.
Yes. I invite you on behalf of Alex and his family to join in the reception upstairs on the second floor. Food and refreshments will be served. I now declare the Eagle Scout Court of Honor adjourned. Please join us in the hall next door. Thank you.